गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दना व्रजचनरञ्जना यमुनातीरा वनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी यशोदनन्दना व्रजचनरञ्जना यमुनातीरा चारि जय कुंज बिहारी यशोदनन्दना व्रजचनरञ्जना यमुनातीरा वनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी यशोदनन्दना व्रजचनरञ्जना यमुनातीरावनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जगधर्म श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। साम्वेत गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। ताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतेरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter number 12, Rahugana converses with Jada Bharat, text number 13. Yatrottama shloka gunanuvada prastuyate gramya kata vigatha niveshamano anudinam mumukshur matim satim yachati vasudeve. Yatrottama shloka gunanuvada प्रस्तूयते ग्राम्यकथा विगाथा निसेव्यमानो अनुदिनं मुमुक्षु मतिं सतिं यच्छति वासुदेवे यत्रोत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवाद प्रस्तूयते ग्राम्यकथा विगाथा निसेव्यमानो अनुदिनं मुमुक्षुर् मतिं सतिं यच्छति वासुदेवे. Any Matajis? Word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Yatra, in which place, the presence of exalted devotees. Uttama Shloka Gunanuvada, discussion of the pastimes and glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prastuyate is presented. Gramya Katha Vigata, due to which there is no chance of talking of worldly matters. Sevyamana, being heard very seriously. Anudinam, day after day. Mumuksho, of persons who are very serious about getting out of material entanglement. Matim, meditation. Satim, pure and simple. Yachati, is turned. Vasudeve, onto the lotus feet of Lord Vasudeva. Translation: who are the pure devotees mentioned here? In an assembly of pure devotees, there is no question of discussing material subjects like politics and sociology. In an assembly of pure devotees, there is discussion only of the qualities, forms, and pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is praised and worshipped with full attention. In the association of pure devotees, by constantly hearing such topics respectfully, even a person who wants to merge into the existence of the Absolute Truth abandons this idea and gradually becomes attached to the service of Vasudeva. Purport: symptoms of pure devotees are described in this verse. The pure devotee is never interested in material topics. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has strictly prohibited his devotees to talk about worldly matters. Gramya Vartana Kahibe. One should not indulge in talking unnecessarily about the news of material world. One should not waste time in this way. This is a very important feature in the life of a devotee. Devotee has no other ambition than to serve Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This Krishna conscious movement was started to engage people 24 hours daily in the service of the Lord and in His glorification. The students in this institution engage in the cultivation of Krishna consciousness from 5 in the morning to 10 at night. They actually have no opportunity to waste their time unnecessarily by discussing politics, sociology, and current events. These will go their own way. A devotee is concerned only with serving Krishna positively and seriously. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrachatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parishana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatare Shatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaurasve Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Chagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarambhesha Sindhubheva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangundangayate giram Yat kripaha tamham vande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam. Hare Krishna. So on this most auspicious day, the disappearance of three acharyas, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, and Srila Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. So we seek their blessings, and we also seek the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas here, so that we can speak on this verse for the glorification of the Lord and devotees and purification of my heart. So in this particular section, as King Rahugana is again requesting Jadabharat to again speak, because he could not understand properly what he has heard in the past. So Jadabharat is kindly, patiently again repeating for the sake of King Rahugana. So in the last verse, it is mentioned that unless one has the opportunity to smear his entire body with the dust of lotus feet of great devotees, one cannot realize the absolute truth. One cannot realize absolute truth simply by, gives a lot of things by observing celibacy, brahmacharya, strictly following rules, regulations of householder life, leaving home as a vanaprastha, accepting sannyas, or undergoing severe austerities. It mentions several things. There are many other processes to understand absolute truth, but the absolute truth is only revealed to one who has attained the mercy of a great devotee. So if you want bhakti, you want to go to bhaktas, pure devotees. So what are the activities of those pure devotees? That is mentioned in this 13th verse. What activities do they do? So they know there is no question of discussing in the assembly of pure devotees, there is no question of discussing material subjects like politics, sociology, Prabhupada is mentioning. Only there is discussion about the qualities, forms, and pastimes of the Lord. And he is praised and worshipped with full attention. And they are constantly hearing those topics respectfully. So, as today is also the disappearance day of Raghunath Das Goswami, in this particular purport, actually, that quotation which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke to Raghunath Das Goswami is mentioned. Raghunath Das Goswami, when he leaves his home and comes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wants to surrender to him. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept him under Swarup Damodar Goswami. So that's why he is known as Sarupera Raghu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so once Raghunath Das Goswami requests Swarup Damodar Goswami about what are the duties of renunciate, he wants to hear. So he takes him to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in only 2 verses, he mentions the essence of all the duties of a renunciate. So Prabhupada is quoting one line from that. Gramya katha na sunibe, gramya vartana kahibe, balana kaibe or balana paribe. Do not talk like people in general or hear what they say. Should not eat very palatable food, nor should you dress very nicely. So first line is Gramya Katana Sunibe. So one should not hear worldly talks about politics or all this. So sometimes somebody may have a question that if we don't hear, then how will we come to know? Our mind may be curious to know what is happening around the world. So, but actually, devotee understands that these are all temporary and illusory, the news of this world. So, his main duty is to be absorbed in Krishna, and whatever required, Krishna will arrange. So, even if you want to know something of this world, Krishna will arrange somebody to speak if something is really very important for us to know. So I have seen that sometimes means we are curious to know and we may waste time in reading some news, this and that, unnecessarily wasting so much time. But if it is really important, somebody will actually tell if it is really serious, right? So, but the primary duty of a devotee, here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioning, Amani Manada Hai Krishna Nama Sadalaibi. Vraje Radha Krishna Seve Manase Karibe. So do not expect honor, but offer all respects to others, and always chant the holy name of Lord Krishna, and within your mind render service to Radha Krishna in Vrindavan. So this is the duty of the pure devotees. They are supposed to always discuss about chant the holy names of Krishna, discuss about Krishna, absorb their minds in Krishna consciousness. So as Krishna also mentions in Bhagavad Gita, Machitta Madgata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam Katayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service. They derive great satisfaction and bliss, always enlightening one another and conversing about me. So when devotees come together, this is what they are supposed to do. Discuss about Krishna. So today, the disappearance day of 2 of the Goswamis, we hear that how the Shed Goswamis, they come together at Radha Damodar temple, and every day they would discuss Krishna Katha for several hours, and at the end they would also accept Mahaprasad, and there is that small place there where they would wash their hands. So So that is the place where they would gather and regularly discuss Krishna Katha. Bodhayanta Parasparam. So, and also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in Jagannath Puri, it is mentioned that how he would every day go to Gadadhar Pandit. Jai Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadramai, Shri Shri Gaur Nithai Ki Jai. It's mentioned that how he would every day go to Gadadhar Pandit and they would discuss Krishna Katha, especially from Srimad Bhagavatam about the pastimes of Dhruva Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj for several hours. So much that the entire Bhagavatam would be drained in the tears because they were in so much ecstasy discussing Krishna Katha. Sometimes we are not in ecstasy, but we are, oh, so much time, still how much time? We may feel like that. But they were in ecstasy discussing Krishna Katha. So, we are not supposed to discuss, as here, Gramya Katha, politics and all these things. So, sometimes even when devotees come together, we may discuss, क्या चल रहा है मंदिर में किधर गड़बड़ चल रहा है So we may discuss some things which is not required. So managerially, sometimes there may be some problems, issues. So we can tell to the right person in a right consciousness, in the right way, instead of unnecessarily discussing. Because if we discuss also, there is no solution, right? Or if we want to give solution, we can suggest to the right person instead of just discussing amongst ourselves. We can tell to the right person the right thing instead of wasting time and contaminating each other's mind. So, but what should be done? Enlightening one another. So by enlightening one another and conversing about Lord, what will happen? We'll get great satisfaction and bliss. This is the result. But if we discuss about faults of each other or others, what is the result? Great contamination and distress. Yeah, actually discussing faults of others, it's like a fly. Fly, what it does? It goes to all garbage, collects, and then it distributes to everyone. So instead of finding faults and discussing about that and distributing to everyone, whatever dirt like stool or all that, discussing faults and with others is like distributing stool. Is mentioned in one lecture I heard that it is like that. So you are contaminating everyone. So we are supposed to enlighten each other, not contaminate each other. So one nice example analogy is given. Somebody may say, why I should discuss with others? I am already enlightened. I will just read myself, chant myself. Why I should discuss with others? So His Grace Devakinandan Prabhu was telling in one class that he was comparing, he was giving one nice analogy that he was telling a devotee is like a lamp. Definitely he is enlightened to a certain degree and is also enlightening others. But if you see a lamp, even below the lamp there is some darkness. Correct? So he said, when two lamps come together, there is no darkness even below that, because they are enlightening each other. So when two devotees come together and discuss Krishna Katha, they are actually enlightening each other. So whatever ignorance or whatever problems we have, those will be removed in that association. Means, but if we are discussing Krishna Katha, and also when devotees come together and discuss, actually we can appreciate the other devotees more. Generally, we tend to see everyone in bodily consciousness. Okay, he looks like this, or he is working so and so company. Now, we may be just looking from a material point of view, right? We may not be seeing from a spiritual point of view until we are quite elevated. So, but when we discuss Krishna Katha, when we hear from each other, then we'll realize, oh, I thought he's somebody ordinary. But actually, after hearing, I understood that how is he so elevated in his Krishna consciousness. And by associating with him, my consciousness is getting elevated, right? So, by associating, this is what should happen. Each devotee should help each other in elevating each other in Krishna consciousness, right? Not that together we will go down in Maya, right? So, if we discuss Krishna Katha, then we together will elevate. So, this is what should be done in the association. We should help each other to be Krishna conscious. So, sometimes when devotees come together, they only discuss management or only services. Okay, that is also related to Krishna consciousness. That is not bad. But suppose we only discuss management, we only discuss services on a physical platform, in the sense, if you only discuss that, if you don't discuss direct Krishna consciousness, then also envy, pride, all these problems can creep in, because then one will start comparing that I am doing so much, he is doing so less, or things like that. And one will start seeing each other on a material platform, right? One may not see each other on a spiritual platform. So, to actually keep the relationship spiritual, one should also regularly discuss Krishna Katha. So, ideally, every management meeting should also start with Krishna Katha, where you discuss some verse from Bhagavatam little bit at least, so that it starts in a Krishna conscious note. But suppose you start meeting only with some quarrel. Hey, you did like this. Why you did? So then obviously beginning is only like that. Then end we can expect how if you lit a spark, it can end up in a fire, right? So, but we should lit up the spark of Krishna consciousness in the heart. Should fan the spark of Krishna consciousness, not fan the spark of quarrel. Govind Prabhu is telling that this is the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. So, when we are alone, there is hypocrisy. When two people come together, there could be quarrel. That's how Maya always tries to creep in, right? So, when you remove Krishna out of picture, when you don't keep Krishna in the center, then this is what happens, right? So, keeping Krishna in the center is very important. Krishna Prabhu is telling, okay, you are having so many youth centers, but are you keeping Krishna in the center of that center? He was telling. Because until you keep Krishna in the center of the center, means always everyone is trying to please Krishna, act as per Krishna's directions, then everybody will together means be happy, as mentioned here. They will be satisfied and blissful, right? That example is given in a lake. You throw one small rock, then around it circles are formed. But if you throw two different stones, then two different circles are formed and they start what you call clashing against each other. So similarly, when Krishna is in the center, there is no clash. Or even if there is clash of opinion, one should try to, there could be difference of opinion, Prabhupada says, even amongst the devotees. But that should be about how to serve Krishna in a better way. So that discussion can happen. How we can serve Krishna better. So that is not fighting. That is about, and how that discussion should be, as here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling, Amanena Manadana, willing to give all respect to others, we're never anticipating anything in return. So if we are respectful in our dealings, talks, then we will always keep Krishna in the center, not one's ego in the center. So that's how one should have Krishna Katha, right? So, and we see in Srimad Bhagavatam also, when two devotees gather together, whether it is Sukadeva Goswami, Parikshit, or Sutta Goswami and all the sages of Naimisharanya, so many different devotees, be it two devotees or so many multiple set of devotees. So they are continuously discussing Krishna Katha for hours and days, so much that they are actually even forgetting their no, bodily needs. They are so much absorbed. So in Bhagavatam it is mentioned, Satam prasangam mama veerya samvido bhavanti hritkanna rasayana kata taddoshanada swapavarga vartmani shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishyati. So in the association of pure devotees, discussion of the pastimes and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead happens. It is very pleasing and satisfying to the ear and heart. So that is the association we are discussing. If the association is very displeasing and very disturbing to the heart, that kind of association should not be accepted. Only which is, so when it will be pleasing, when we discuss Krishna Katha, then it will be pleasing and satisfying to the ear and the heart. Sometimes we may say that, oh, hearing my own glories also is very pleasing, satisfying, Prabhu. But actually, that is satisfying our false ego. So, our false ego may like to hear our own glories, and we may feel very nice. Oh, I feel so nice to hear. Let it go on and on. But that is actually satisfaction of our false ego, not our heart, right? So that is not mentioned here. And by cultivating such knowledge, one gradually becomes advanced on the path of liberation. Thereafter, he is freed and his attraction becomes fixed. Then real devotion and devotional service begins. So, what is the result of that discussion? These are the results. It's very pleasing, satisfying to the ear and heart. One gradually becomes advanced on the path of liberation, and the cultivation of knowledge happens, and materially is freed from all material illusions, and his attraction towards Lord becomes fixed, and his devotion keeps increasing. So these are the benefits of discussing Krishna Katha amongst the Vaishnavas. So actually here these verses talk about the association of pure devotees. So we may say, Prabhu, anyway we are not pure. so, so we cannot imitate this pure souls. We are after all impure souls. We are mixed devotees. So our discussions are also mixed, right? So, but that doesn't mean that we have to imitate mixed devotees. We are supposed to follow in the footsteps of great souls. Mahajano ena sagata sapanta. So we may not be pure devotees, but we are trying to follow in the footsteps of pure devotees. So we are so that's why we should endeavor to discuss Krishna Katha. So what Rupa Goswami is mentioning, Dadati pratigrahnati guhyamakyati prichati bhunkte bojete chaiva shadvidi priti lakshanam. So one can give some gifts or receive gifts which actually help us in our Krishna consciousness, enlighten us. And guhyam akyate ki prichati. One discusses confidential subject matters of Krishna consciousness, and one may reveal one's heart also. So, but here revealing one's heart is not just revealing one's anarthas or problems. Revealing also means Guhyam is also what he has realized while practicing Krishna consciousness. What realizations he got while rendering devotional service, all while studying the scriptures. So, this is what has to happen. It's not that we should treat other devotee as dustbin. Means whatever dust I have in my mind, I will throw in his heart and contaminate his mind and heart. That is not Guhya Makyati. Okay, sometimes we may reveal, but we should also discuss Krishna Katha. So that way we can actually help each other in Krishna consciousness. So here it is mentioned that by that one's attraction towards Krishna becomes fixed. So we see that in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes also, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very small, in the house of Advaita Acharya, regularly the Srimad Bhagavatam, Radhesham Prabhu mentions, the Srimad Bhagavatam study circle used to happen, where all the devotees would come and discuss Bhagavatam, right? So that is where all the devotees would regularly go and discuss. So we should actually try to increase such discussions on Srimad Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita more and more, so that our mind doesn't have any opportunity to discuss anything else. So generally we see the tendency of mind is that Krishna बोलिया जीव भोगवांछा करें झपटी अमायत. Immediately, the moment you forget Krishna and you want to enjoy, immediately Maya captures. So if you don't discuss Krishna Katha, generally the tendency of mind is it keeps thinking or discussing about Maya Katha or something materialistic. That is the nature of the mind. So if we can always engage the mind, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam Itantascha Dradavrata. One should with great determination chant my glories. So the mind may not like to discuss. Our mind may like to discuss all temporary illusory things, but one should be determined to discuss Krishna Katha. So today being the disappearance day of Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami and Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, a little bit discuss about them. So in Adi Leela, this chapter 205 verse, we'll see about what is the mood of Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami before writing Chaitanya Charitamrita. Very nicely it is mentioned. There's so much to learn from these acharyas. Actually, all these three acharyas samadhis are at the bank of Radha Kund. You remember, all these three samadhis are at one place. And Srila Narottam Das Thakur, actually every day he would hear the pastimes of various associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So his mood was that actually when he would hear about these pastimes, he would feel so much separation from these acharyas, and he would feel that I am so unfortunate, I am so sinful that I have taken birth at a time when these acharyas are no more. So he feels, because I am so sinful, that's why I took birth at another time when these acharyas are no more. But because he would hear with so much devotion and so much, when he would hear about those acharyas, he would feel so much attached to them, and he would feel so much separation from them, that sometimes just after hearing about those pastimes, he would fall unconscious, feeling separation from them, because his attachment is so high. So, and when he would fall unconscious like that, sometimes those particular acharyas or devotees would appear in his dream, and they would bless him. Hmm. So that is a mood in which Narottam Das Thakur used to hear about these acharyas with so much devotion and attachment. So that's why he wrote that song also. When Srinivas Acharya and Ramchandra Kaviraj left this world, he wrote that Jai Anilo Premadana. We'll sing at the end. So in this verse it is mentioned, Jagai Madai Haite Mui Se Papishta, Puri Shera Kita Haite Mui Se Lagishta. I am more sinful than Jagai and Madai, and even lower than the worms in the stool. So once Radhesham Prabhu was mentioning that one disciple who actually he want to get initiated from some guru, so he went to the guru and he was requesting initiation. So, but guru said, until I am sure that you are really humble, I am not going to give you initiation. So I want to test your humility, surrender. So he said, you keep serving, and when I see that you are qualified, I will give you initiation. So he was little proud about himself. So he said, you should try to glorify Vaishnavas, see their good qualities. So then he started serving Vaishnavas and glorifying them, and seeing their good qualities, and he would tell to this guru. So like that, gradually he was improving. So one day he came and told his guru that I have realization that I am more worse than the worm in the stool. He said, how you got this realization? So he said, today when I went to, because those days they would go to the fields to pass stool. So he said, when I went there, I saw that there were some worms in the stool. They were transforming stool into manure. Then he said, but I am eating so many nice foodstuffs, puri and so many things. But I am transforming all that nice foodstuffs to stool. So then I understood that this worm in the stool is better than me, because it is even transforming stool into manure. So he got that realization. Guru said, today I'll give you a reason. You have realized. So I just remembered that story. How devotees, sometimes we feel that how can we think, how these acharyas are able to think so themselves, that they are even lower than the worms in the stool. After hearing this story, I could understand. Then he is saying, Mora nama sunaye tara punakshaya, Mora nama laye tara papahaya. Anyone who hears my name loses the results of his pious activities. Anyone who utters my name becomes sinful. So Prabhupada says that when devotees like Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mention all this, it's not that they are just speaking for the namesake, they are writing or to get some recognition. They are actually feeling this from their heart. So generally we see in this world that people like to hear their name. Like people are attached to their name. Suddenly if somebody calls us our name, who is that? Immediately our attention goes there. Right? When others' names are called, we may not be so much attentive. Correct? So we are quite attached to our name. And sometimes in a prize distribution function, Suppose they are calling different devotees' names for giving prizes. So many names are being told. But we are not concerned about all those names. We are only concerned about when my name will come. When is that time? Why this fellow is reading at the last? My name should be, suppose our name comes at the last and nobody is there to clap also or appreciate. Arey, my name should have come in the beginning. This fellow wantedly kept it in the end. I think he is very envious, or my name should have come in the beginning. So we are very attached to our name, right? But Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, what is he saying? He's saying that anyone who hears my name loses the results of his piety. He doesn't want anyone to even hear his name. And he doesn't want anyone to even utter his name. He's saying that they will become sinful. So humble, huh? Right? So that is the mood of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. And we see that when he went to take the blessings of all the Vaishnavas, there we hear that Loknath Goswami and Gopal Bhatta Goswami, they specifically mention that please don't mention our names in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Right? They request him. So this literature is going to be glorified at least for the next 10,000 years. And this, no, it is eternal, but such a glorious literature, they didn't even want their names to be mentioned in that. So we can see the mood of the acharyas. So in the next verse, time is not there, so we'll just read the translation. Saying, by their mercy, all these devotees ordered me to write of the last pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And because of their order only, although I am shameless and I have attempted to write this Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Prabhupada is writing very beautiful purport. He's saying, to write the transcendental pastimes of Supreme Personality Godhead is not an ordinary endeavor. Unless one is empowered by higher authorities or advanced devotees, one cannot write transcendental literature. Then at the end, he's saying, to be empowered to write transcendental literature is a privilege in which a writer can take great pride. As a humble Vaishnava, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, being thus empowered, felt very much ashamed that it was he who was to narrate the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we can see such nice purport Prabhupada is mentioning. He understood the heart of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. He's saying that he felt very much ashamed that it was he who was to narrate the pastimes of Lord. So actually we can see that even to speak or narrate these pastimes of Lord, we have no qualification. If great souls like Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami feel they are not qualified and they are feeling ashamed, then what to speak of us who are conditioned souls filled with 4 defects. So, but we are trying to discuss this to glorify the Vaishnavas and for purification of our hearts. So, also we know about Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, how he was the son of a very rich person, Govardhan Majumdar, and their salary was in gold coins, several thousand gold coins, not just paper currency, right? He was so stinking rich. So, but as here in the verse also it's mentioned about association of pure devotees. So once when he meets Haridas Thakur, actually Raghunath Das Goswami, his heart actually completely melts. He sees that, oh, this Haridas Thakur, how much devotion, how much love he has for Krishna. He was completely attracted by his association. So, and also he gets to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he was completely attracted. So from that day, Raghunath Das Goswami actually decides that he wants to dedicate his life to the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he longs for the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it's a long pastime, but in short, you know that how finally he leaves home and goes to Jagannath Puri and stays there in the association of Sarup Damodar Goswami. And finally, he goes to Radhakund, and there he completely absorbs himself in devotional service of the Lord. So it is mentioned that his devotional principles, or the regulative principles of devotional service he was following, were like lines on a stone. They will never erase. Like that, so strictly he would follow. Every day he would offer 1,000 obeisances to Vaishnavas. So somebody asked that why, where those days there were not even so many Vaishnavas at Radhakund. Then how can he offer? So he would remember the Vaishnavas and offer. Sometimes even when they are physically around, we may not offer. But he is remembering and offering. And he would every day chant 1 lakh holy names. And he was so much absorbed. We know those pastimes that he would so much be absorbed. Sometimes tiger would come and Krishna would come and chase it away. Or there was hot sun. In hot sun also he was so much absorbed, completely oblivious to the surroundings. And we know that Srimati Radharani comes and with her pallu, she tries to cover the sun from top. So these pastimes we can see that how these acharyas were so absorbed in their devotion to Krishna. So, and Raghunath Bhatta Goswami is the son of Tapan Mishra, and Chaitanya, he wanted to be renunciate, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that you serve your parents and later you can come. So later, when the parents leave this world, then he comes and joins Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri, and later eventually goes to Vrindavan to serve along with the Goswamis. So all these acharyas, we can see that they have so much love and devotion towards the Supreme Lord. Vishya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. So because they have so much love and devotion, that's why they are able to also give up all the sense gratification of the world. So it is mentioned that we cannot imitate the austerities of Raghunath Das Goswami. Will actually die. You would just take little bit, few drops of buttermilk every day. So, but because he was so much absorbed in Krishna consciousness, that's why he was able to do. So we'll sing this song, Jayanelo Premadana, and end the class. So this is a song written by Narottam Das Thakur in separation from Srinivas Acharya and Ramchandra Kaviraj. So, but he also writes about all the acharyas feeling separation from them. So we try to sing this song so that we can actually remember all these acharyas and pray to them, so that we also develop drop of such their devotion. Jayanilo Premadana Karuna Prachu Jayanilo Premadana Karuna Prachu Heno Prabhu Kota Gila Acharya Thakur हे नो प्रभु कोटगिला आचार्य ठाकुर कहा मोरा स्वरूप रूपा कहा सनाता कहा दास रघुनाथ पतिता पावन कहा मोरा बट जुगा कहा कबीरा एक काले कोटा गेला गोरा नटरा पाषाणे कुटीबो माथा आनले पाशिबो गौरंग गुणेरा निधि कोटा गेले पाबो से सबा संगीरा संगी जय कोयलो भिलास संगे जय कोयलो भिलास से सबा संगीरा संगे जय कोयलो भिलास से संग न पाया कांदे नरोत्तमदास से संग न पाया कांदे नरोत्तमदास जय अनिलो प्रेम धना करुणा प्रचुर करुणा प्रचुर हे नो प्रभु कोट गेला आचार्य ठाकुर Heno Prabhu Kotagila Acharya Thakur. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Nilo Premadhana Karuna Prachur Premadhana Karuna Prachur Jaya Nido Premadhana Karuna Prachur Karuna Prachur Yugadharma Shri Harinam Sankirtana ki Srila Narottam Das Thakur ki Srila Prabhupada ki. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions, he reasons ill, says Vaishnavas die to live, and living spread the holy name around. So actually these Vaishnavas are all eternal associates of the Lord. So when we discuss about them, we hear about them, we pray to them, we actually can then get their blessings. So it's not that they died and they have left this world. So on the auspicious appearance or disappearance days of such acharyas, we can actually take their association by hearing about them, praying to them, and also seeking their blessings. So that we can try to get drop of their devotion and love for Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Prabhupada ki jai, Samveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.